Welcome back, everyone, to Kaiserreich with the CSA. Let's get that American reactionary music out of the way, and let's get some true American music. Which is probably going to be copyrighted as well. Anyway, we have 60 divisions that we need to sort out. That's a lot of divisions. And yeah, the American Civil War is likely to be very brutal. So that's what we're going to see, you know, today. So we have a new sort of political climate. We have the Progressive Party obviously present, then we have the Federalist faction, Unionist faction, and Centralist faction, all of the Combined Syndicates of America. And yeah, we have the Revolutionary Militia Spirit, which gives minus 50% planning speed and minus 20% organization, but some good attack on core territory and division recovery rate. And we have the focus tree. So this is the second constitutional convention. Obviously, that's after the Civil War is over, and we're going to take a look at that when the time comes. If the time comes, because I might lose. Who knows? Rebuilding the country. That's also when the Civil War is over. And that's for a new America. Then we have the Army, which can either be the People's Liberation Army, obviously, or the Red National Guard. So the People's Liberation Army is obviously going to be the actual centralized force, whereas the Red National Guard is going to be the decentralized army, based on the militias. Then we have the Red Air Force, the Red Witches. That's obviously, you know, inspired from the Night Witches. Aviation unions, obviously. But we're not going to have planes for a while, so we're going to ignore that. Then the Red Navy. Revolutionary Marines, Coast Guard, cut off capitalism, or destroy capitalism. Okay, I see. So for now, we're going to look at the Army stuff, because that's what we need to take a look at. Industrial warfare. Have we kept... Yes, we have kept the American text. Excellent. So we either have centralized command or industrial warfare. The war effort reaches into the factories and the very core of the industrial unions. The IWW has impressed the very real industrial war that we face as a nation against the forces of the capitalistic industry. I mean, with a you know, description like that and with a name like that, can you not take superior firepower? This is Rocket's Red Glare. Yes. Former JPL employees have offered their services to develop handheld rocket-propelled grenade weaponry. This allows us to better counter heavy weapons wielded by the reactionaries. By the way, the the English there is spelled interestingly. Oh, the Red National Guard is also for the mobile warfare doctrine. Interesting. We shall reform the National Guard, so it's gonna change the Revolutionary Militia most likely. The next war that replaces with limited conscription, whereas over here we have expand the army. We shall create the PLA, and their nature will be determined by their previous decisions. And get long-term planning, which isn't as good as getting, you know, mobilization for free, but whatever. Centralized logistics, minus 10% supply consumption, and always prepared, which is a bit like the Soviet pioneers. +1 encryption, +1 decryption. Oh, that's great, actually. That's better than the +10% guerrilla warfare training. That's much better. Revolutionary fervor, tank research, that's all fine and dandy. So we're going to take the People's Liberation Army. What separates us from the capitalists is that we do not impose an artificial barrier between the attitude civilians and the military exert. A People's Liberation Army, as approved by Congress, will unite Americans living under slavery with their families in socialism. So that's what we're going to take. Okay. I honestly would say that we need military factories as much as possible. So first we're going to start with the military. What can we do here? Artillery, even though we probably do not really have many guns in the inventories. Still though, it is worth to get these techs early because they're going to be important. We've got that, we've got that. We're going to take the concentrated industry 1. Now we have a pretty big advantage over the Americans because they still have some pretty bad things, although soon enough they're going to enact probably some kind of emergency measure that's going to change that. Guns are for now going to be the priority, just to equip more of glorious American workers with weapons with which to liberate themselves. In terms of the Navy, I guess we're going to try to get ourselves some cruisers, because that's probably, you know, one of the only things that we have time to do, and maybe some of the Navy is going to defect. We do have some Air Force. 2 tactical bomber squadrons. Sure. Anyway, in terms of the Army, what do we have? Oh boy, this does not seem that advanced. We have 51 militia divisions, 7 motorized infantry, and 2 infantry divisions. So in terms of the infantry divisions, it's 2 Mingo brigades. Not sure what that's supposed to be, but they're pretty bad. Then the rest is all a bunch of National Guards who have joined our cause. It's just a whole bunch of militia. The Revolutionary Militia. Yeah, seems like. And the Revolutionary Continental Army and the Revolutionary Mobile Divisions. Ooh, that's not that great. That is not that great. So for now, we're going to take the Knights of Labor. We're going to take all the auto people, the motorized men, and give them a commander. I love these generals, by the way. Very, very good. Panzer leader, armored officer, reckless. So what's the difference between you and Edward A. Carter Jr.? You're also reckless. You're also an armored officer. You're also that. But for some reason, you have an extra supply skill. For now, we're going to take James Patrick Murphy to lead these. Then we're going to have, you know, half and half. We have 17 divisions here. So obviously we're going to divide them into fronts. 23 and 30. There we go. So one of them is going to be the left flank of the CSA army under General... There's Rivers here. Under General Joseph Beerley. And they're going to protect... They're going to protect the revolution from the western side. And they're probably not going to, you know, make any big offensives. Their primary objective is going to be to defend the Chicago area and the Wisconsin region and the Great Lakes in general from reactionary assaults from this side. And then the main force is going to be divided into 2. One of them is going to be facing north, and their objective is going to be to essentially take over the rest of the northeast, New England, although most likely this is going to be occupied by Canada relatively soon, so I'm going to keep it small and steady. And then the rest are going to be facing down Washington, D.C. who's pretty good. Pretty damn good. Anyway, do we have anything else to think about? No, most likely not. So let's start going on speed 3, obviously, because, well, there's a lot of things that might happen. So let's, right, the American motorized. Where can we put them? Gonna keep them to the east because, you know, if I'm able to take this quickly, maybe the Canadians will not be as, you know, not be as quick to defend there. Anyway, the Combined Syndicates of America has declared war on the United States. The Second American Civil War has begun. And whoa, hello, there's 2 Pennsylvania militias rising up. Interesting. And there's no divisions here, but I guarantee you that soon they will be coming. Oh wow, we have 5,000 guns in the reserves. That's great. That's great, actually. So that allows us to create divisions. And in terms of creating divisions, I definitely think we need to start creating actual infantry. Syndicalist Federalist War. The Communist France sends equipment. Our friends in the Communist France have sent us a shipment of infantry equipment to aid in our fight. Much needed aid. Central Committee Directive number 103, appointing a leader to the Revolutionary Air Force. The Central Committee has released a directive to appoint a member to be the head of the Revolutionary Air Force and guide the Air Force to victory. The Central Committee has decided to appoint, so I either have Bert Acosta, so that's going to be vertical envelopment. That's definitely copyrighted. 100%. Then we have Eddie August Schneider, who is Air Superiority Doctrine, or Frederick Ives Lord, who is also Air Superiority Doctrine. So I guess I might as well appoint one of these two, because I do not want vertical envelopment. Revolutionaries rise up. Throughout the country, a number of men and women has risen up at the call of the revolution against the corrupt government in Washington. For the people, reinforcement shall arrive, and here we go. We have glorious syndicalist fighters rising up in the major cities throughout the country, although here there's just some random people in Colorado that have risen up. I'm still happy that that happened, and we also have a couple of, you know, guerrilla fighters in the south, the John Henry Brigade and the John Brown Brigade, but they are likely to just be destroyed by the AUS forces. Those brave but unfortunately helpless revolutionaries will likely be destroyed. And up here, that's good that we have Seattle. That's very, very good that we have Seattle, because, you know, that's the only industrial center in the Northwest. So yeah, quite good. And here, actually, he can try to go for Denver, although most likely Denver has had some National Guard militias spawn. And obviously, these divisions are very much out of supply. And actually here you might as well go for St. Louis, because, you know, it's there. And, ooh, this is good. 9 American militia divisions are just stuck here. So let's keep them stuck. It's likely that fighting them will not really cause that many issues. Anyway. Our northeastern forces are ready to march into the reactionary strongholds of the northeast. There we go. The United States has called in Liberia as their imperialist puppet. Chilean volunteers arrive. Our comrades in Chile have sent volunteers to assist us in our endeavor of bringing revolution to the United States. Great. Perfect. Yeah, obviously we're trying to keep these American divisions kind of stuck here because that allows us freedom of maneuver elsewhere. Like, for example, we're going to try to cut off Washington from the rest of the country. And I wonder if you're going to be able to reach Denver and do anything. Anyway, up here we're just going to try to hold, honestly. There's no reason not to do that. And enemy divisions are already starting to arrive at the Great River lines over here. Here we're going to go for Minneapolis, because why the hell not? There we go. The Philippines have also been called in. The reactionary scum. Okay. That's enough. We've got them to attack us. That's already pretty good. And now we can reach the American Union State and cut off the Federalists' east flank. There we go. We're starting to take over the northeast. Let's go for Boston. To make sure that the reactionaries have nowhere to hide. And yeah, try to get to the border to prevent the damage that the the Canadian imperialists might cause. And up here, what we want, I guess, is to prevent this unit from being too much of a nuisance. Second American Civil War. Oh, what's happening? Oh. Apparently the Philippines have decided to say, screw you, I'm out. And there we go. Now we have a chance to encircle the American divisions that are trying desperately to rush to the northeast to save whatever they have left. And yeah, this is going to be good. Actually, you two might as well transfer down here. Okay, so that's the AUS militia. It's fine. Leave them be. Oh, wow. There's actually some Louisiana volunteers in Illinois. Interesting. But we're going to destroy them. Are you attacking them? Yeah, you are. That's unfortunate. Excellent. So the beginning of the Civil War is going quite good. Oh wow, that's a lot of Americans. That's a lot of, well, we're also Americans, but yeah, you get the deal. It's a lot of reactionaries. Oh, thank you. Union of Britain wants to send 2 volunteer divisions to help us fight. You two, make sure that he is not an issue. You go for Providence, and then Boston, and then go for Bangor. There we go. Excellent. So obviously these divisions are fighting desperately for their lives. Up here in Denver, it seems like our men have been surrounded by the Federalist militias, and that's not very good, obviously. Right, I've forgotten about my planes. Looks like they have support aircraft in the Appalachians. What I want is Mid-Atlantic to be supported, because it's some very important terrain for us to, recover. Alright, keep them there and continue on downwards. Obviously, we're going to take a lot of casualties, but it's okay. The American workers are ready to rise up for the revolution. The rich flee! The bourgeoisie have decided that they will flee the CSA. Many have sought refuge within enemy territory, and even in Canada, the thieving scum have taken whatever of their stolen wealth that they could carry with them as they have escaped the revolution. The revolution will come for them in time! Okay, excellent. And up here, honestly, there's nothing coming in, so might as well take these divisions and advance as much as possible to the next river line. Now taking Iowa for the syndicalist cause. Because there's still rivers over there that we can exploit. We need to deal with these Louisiana volunteers or anything. Oh, wow. Canada has declared war on Panama because Panama seized the canal. And looks like they refused any demands to hand it back over. And we didn't get any navy, I noticed. No navy defections. No navy defections. That's pretty sad, TBH. We have Baltimore, excellent. We still have New York City, obviously. Now we're trying to deal with the rest of the Northeast. Hopefully the Canadians will not be too much of an issue in this. And excellent. So now we can pull more forces down. Excellent. Taken Bangor, so Northeast is ours. Let's pull these motorized forces back into the fight for Virginia and the center of the American continent. Oh, St. Louis is free. Might as well take it. Though for some reason that's called retreating in Hearts of Iron 4 speak. Actually, crap. There's a bit of an issue. Okay. Excellent. Washington, D.C. is surrounded. And, yeah, this southern area is now essentially in a bad spot because they do have the port in Norfolk, but they're going to have supply problems, most likely. Democracy prevails in the Philippines. Reactionary forces have won in the Philippines. That's sad. That's very sad. And yeah, we have to get the hell out of there, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But yeah, we are mostly holding the line against the AUS because, you know, they also have their own things to worry about. Once again, we need to keep these men in there. So resistance to occupation, and that's fine. Those are just reactionaries. And, oh, speaking of reactionaries, 4 Russian divisions have arrived in Washington, D.C. The Russians are coming! Obviously the favorite American boogeyman, looks like, you know, even here. And yeah, you just take that. There we go. So we're destroying finally these American, you know, reactionary saboteurs. Oh, they retook Baltimore. That's incredibly, incredibly bad. We still have 73 factories, though. I do love the extra industrial strength that we gained from the Northeast. And honestly, Pennsylvania looks pretty safe, so we will increase our production base there. That's the end of part number 2. Thank you all for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed. I will see you soon with some more American Civil War as the CSA. And yeah, hopefully the next time we shall secure northern, northeastern sort of area. And then we shall get dealing with United States of America and American Union State. So thank you very much, and hope to see you soon.